Council members, will all council members come to the well so that we can get started? All council members, please come to the well so we can get started.
You got it.
Yep, 13.
Would all council members come to the well so we can get the meeting started? All council members, if you could come to the well. We are about to get started.
Laura is here. Kelly's here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sly and Spencer.
Yeah.
And Spencer
Oh,
is here.
okay. Those were my missing ones.
Where we at, Pat?
You got 13.
13?
Yep.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Griffin,
Here.
Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moorer, McCormack, Polensik, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Would everyone please rise for a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just want to follow up to make the following statement. This meeting of the Cleveland City Council is a lawful meeting under Section 605.04 of the Codified Ordinances. No person with purpose to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Furthermore, as presiding officer, Rule 8 of the Rules of Council states that I shall preserve order and decorum and prevent impolite, discourteous, and disrespectful behavior towards any member of the body, the administration, or the public. Members of the public are invited to speak only under the rules set by this council. Disruptions including but not limited to speaking out of turn and making loud utterances are in violation of the rules of this council and interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting. Such disruptions may constitute a misdemeanor and a violation of Section 605.04. Anyone who violates the codified ordinances and commits misdemeanors may be subject to prosecution. If this meeting is disrupted, I will call for a recess. The room will be cleared when this council is able to return from recess. Then, in compliance with Section 101.021 of the Codified Ordinances, the meeting will be open to the public electronically or virtually via the internet and television. If, as soon as an individual or group speaks out of turn and disrupts the meeting, we will call this meeting by using the gavel, and we'll have a specific script that will include a warning to remove anyone from this meeting. Madam Clerk, please dispense with the journal.
By Councilmember Jones, that the reading of the minutes of the last meeting be dispensed with the journal approved, seconded by Councilmember Polensik.
Thank you. We will now go to public comment, and once again, please acknowledge all the speakers, and all the speakers, please acknowledge your time. The first speaker we have is Dominique Brooks from Ward 5. Dominique is here to talk about housing and education, not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is Dominique here? Is Dominique available? Is Dominique here? Dominique?
Hello. Thank you for your time. I'm disgusted that I live in a generation.
Okay, if you're not Dominique, you're not registered to speak, ma'am. So
I'm disgusted
you
that
have
I'm
to
in a
call to
generation where
register.
asking for a ceasefire is
You are
controversial.
called.
I would like
You are
this
not
time
in order
to
to
read the
speak. Could you
ceasefire
please,
resolution.
remove yourself from the mic?
Expressing sympathy for the innocent civilians
I'm going to ask
victimized
if
by the
one of our law
violence in
enforcement
Israel and
officers can
Palestine. Condemning
help the young lady
violence
away from the mic.
in
She is
any
not
kind,
registered to
affirming
speak.
Cleveland's status as a welcoming community for those of the Jewish and Islamic religion and any other religion, encouraging residents to offer
Ma'am,
support
you
and
are
sincere
not.
condolences
You are not registered to speak.
to members
Please
of Jewish and
discontinue
Palestinian communities of
at this
Cleveland and
time.
all over the world declaring an emergency. Whereas
Please remove yourself from the microphone. You are not registered to speak. Thank you. Dominique Brooks is not here. Next, we'll go to Katrina Robinson. Katrina Robinson is from Ward 11 to talk about housing, foreclosure, and education. Katrina is not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is Katrina here? Is Katrina here? I do not see Katrina Robinson. Katrina Robinson going once. So Katrina Robinson going twice. Next, we have James Lamb. James Lamb is from Ward 3. He's here to talk about recreation and parks, and he is not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is James Lamb here? Is James Lamb available, or is James Lamb here? James Lamb, you have the floor. Please acknowledge your time, which you have 3 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. To the Honorable Mayor, President of Council, all the council, I'm here tonight because of the fact that I took and did more than I think a whole lot have done, okay? When I wasn't volunteering, I went to work. I went to work on a ticket to work. How in the world a ticket to work, a federal program, I get called on the job and told that I'm no longer employed. No longer employed without a verbal, no longer employed without a written, no longer employed without a suspension, better than 1,154 hours a year with no time off, did their job without a doubt, because if I hadn't, they would have told me I couldn't do it. I'm looking at myself and I'm asking myself, after 50 years of coming down here, how can I find a government that really and truly do not understand the people? And when I come and sincerely talk to you, I'm talking to you on the basis of this. I know I don't have enough time to talk about this whole problem, so I would ask the Honorable Mayor, I would ask all of the body of City Council to sit down with me, because I can grant you, I can show you something that you won't want no one else to see before you. And that's real. I'm not talking to talk. I've always told you, and Mr. Griffin, you know me, I tell folk, I ain't got time to waste your time, because wasting your time is wasting mine, and I can't get paid. So sincerely, in this city of 50 years, a voter, a taxpayer, and someone that didn't get told why he was let go, someone that didn't get the ability to have ADA come and be my assistant, such as someone that works 8 hours, gets from the union. ADA is definitely supposed to have been there in any situation that I faced.
Time.
Okay.
Thanks,
I
Mr.
can
Lamb.
deal with that.
Thank you, sir.
But I'm just asking you.
Thank you, sir.
Asking you.
Mr. Lamb, your time is up, sir.
Okay, just let me ask you one question.
Your time is up, sir.
Can you give me that meat?
Your time is up, sir. I got to allow everybody the same amount of time. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Lamb. Thank you. Next up is Alicia Kirkman. Alicia Kirkman is from Ward 15. She represents the Angelo Miller Foundation. She's representing the Angelo Miller Foundation, and she is not being paid by anyone. Ms. Kirkman, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Kirkman. I am the mother of Angelo Miller, who was murdered 16 and a half years ago by Cleveland police. I am the CEO and founder of the Angelo Miller Foundation, founder of the Save Our Future After School program, co-writer of Issue 24, known as Charter 115. I'm a resident of Ward 15, also a dedicated precinct representative of Ward 15. Jenny Spencer is my councilwoman. I am going to reflect on our Black history on this evening. Cleveland Free School. The Cleveland Free School, or Colored Free School, was organized by the community of Black citizens who were concerned about the lack of educational opportunities for Cleveland Black children between 1832 and the early 1850s. I am still concerned about our youth and adults lacking education and opportunities in our community. That's the reason I created a program called Save Our Future. Save Our Future activities includes arts, health and wellness, culinary arts, knowing your rights, workforce readiness, character and leadership, and the Angelo Miller Foundation also provide Christmas for families in need. I am a family advocate. In every program that the Angelo Miller program offers, we serve the whole Cuyahoga County. So on this evening, I am encouraging every council person to please donate to the Angelo Miller Foundation so we can continue to make a difference in our community and work together as one. If you need any information, you can email me at the Angelo Miller Foundation@outlook.com. So please check your emails. I will be sending out donation letters, and I appreciate your help in advance. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Brenda Bickerstaff. Brenda Bickerstaff is from Ward 8. Brenda Bickerstaff is here to talk about Black History Month, and Brenda is representing Citizens for a Safer Cleveland and not being paid by anyone. Ms. Bickerstaff, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. There's a couple of things. Latanya Goldsby is the president of Citizens for Safer Cleveland. I'm a founder. She wasn't able to make it, but I'm going to read quickly and kind of shorten it for the sake of time, and she's going to email you a copy of what she wanted to say today. Greetings, council members, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. My apologies for not being able to attend tonight. My name is Latanya Goldsby of Citizens for Safer Cleveland, one of the authors of Issue 24, now Charter 115. It's been like 100 years for us to get oversight here in the city of Cleveland. But I'm going to tell you about the oversight. The oversight was needed because the issues that we have been having between the citizens and the police. Now that we do have it. But what I do like tonight, I did bring something to the attention of the law director. They did violate the charter because the charter says in 115, under the duties of the authority of the commission, Charter 115.5 clearly states that the CPC must be included in the interviewing and recommendation of candidates for the commander and inspector general board mayor. So a copy of this was given to Mr. Griffin. He's aware of it. He's going to look into it and get it resolved. And this is the type of things that we need when we have issues in the city. We have to be able to address our leadership and be able to address this. Also, the Cleveland Police Review Board is still operating without an updated manual. And you guys, your council, we need your help. And we need you to be more engaged and come into some of these meetings with the commission. Some of you have never been to a meeting. Joe Jones is our #1 supporter. He's always there for the commission. He's always giving advice. He's always saying, hey, he wants to support them. We need all of you to come from time to time. We understand that you can't come at every meeting, but let us see you at some of the meetings because we have to do this together, not apart. It's not going to work. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. I know that Ms. Bickerstaff said that Ms. Goldsby is not available. I know Ms. Goldsby did reserve time, but she is not here. Therefore, I'll move to Robert Cranford from Ward 1. He's here to talk about public safety. He's not representing anyone, and he's not being paid by anyone. Mr. Cranford, please take your position at the microphone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Robert Cranford, and I'm here to represent Ward 1 regarding a disturbance that started sometime last year regarding a group of people who is the Gentlemen's Club at 3819 Lee Road who is causing disturbance, loud music, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This happens every week. I called the police. I have it right here on my phone, got an 11-minute conversation regarding these people. Nobody coming. They tell me they can't do nothing about it. Joe Jones have gotten out of his bed at 3 o'clock in the morning last year to get the police and go over there himself. We got the dollar store parking lot filled up with cars. We have the daycare parking lot filled up with cars. And we got Shark Seafood filled up with cars. While they're over there doing whatever it is they do, I have no idea. One of my friends, New Year's, I better not say this. One of my friends, New Year's, coming out of Shark, seen a lady going over there with a mistletoe between her legs, okay? Now, I have no idea because I don't want to be over there. I don't want to go over there. I just want these people gone. Now, I'm not only speaking for myself. I'm speaking for Ward 1, the people that live around me. It just so happened I'm the only one that comes over here and talk and goes to the community meetings because nobody else going to do it. So I'm representing them also. I've gotten new people to call me because they know I go to the meetings. They know I talk to Joe Jones. I understand we got a new commander. Mo Brown is gone. I don't know what he was doing for us, but I know what he wasn't doing for us, okay? So I just want to say I'm glad that we got somebody else, and we're trying to give this man a chance to do whatever it is he can do for our neighborhood. When these people get done doing what they're doing, they got paper all over the ground. The man that, from what I understand, owned this establishment is over there picking up paper the next day after they're gone. And he has been accosted a couple of times to see who he is and what he's doing over there picking up paper. Come to find out, he's the guy that brought Shaker Quality Foods. Shaker Police, 4 cars over there last night. Come to find out, they was over there on an unrelated charge. Cleveland Police, nowhere around. Even after I called them, okay? I got documentation right here on my phone. So I'm just trying to get something done for our neighborhood because it's very disturbing when you can't get no sleep 2 or 3 nights a week because this goes on from 12 o'clock. My call was made 402, outgoing call, police, okay? And this went on to 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? So I'd like to see something done. I want to see some documentation, like where are we going with this particular situation.
Time. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cranford. Next, we have George Pittman from Ward 7, and he's here to talk about the Black History Museum. He's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Mr. Pittman.
Good afternoon, Cleveland. My name is George Pittman. I'm a citizen of Ward 7. I grew up in this neighborhood. I grew up in the city of Cleveland in Ward 1. And I'm on a mission. I just retired a few months ago. And my mission is to make sure we get a Black History Museum in the city of Cleveland. We need it. Cleveland is full of Black history. I found Black History Museum in the city of Dayton. Akron has a Black History Museum. Toledo has a Black History Museum. Dayton, Ohio has a Black History Museum. Cleveland has a rock. I saw a rock on East Boulevard. Now, I definitely respect the work of Brother Ichabod Flewellen. But that museum is like a bando. Hasn't been open, won't be open. There is nowhere where I can find some black history in the city of Cleveland. And the city of Cleveland has too much black history for us not to have a museum. We have earned it in the name of Carl Stokes, Gary Morgan, and many more, Dorothy Dandridge. The city of Cleveland deserves a Black History Museum. I thank you for your time, and I appreciate you. I'll see you next week.
Next, we have Khalid Hamdallah. Khalid Hamdallah is here to talk about Black history, not representing anyone, and not being paid by anyone. Khalid has the floor.
Bismillah, assalamu alaikum. Originally, I wanted to come here today and discuss Black history and the beautiful intersectionality between the struggle for Black liberation here in the United States and the Palestinian struggle for liberation overseas. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I let yesterday's events pass without bringing them to your attention. While the world was distracted by the Super Bowl, the genocidal regime decided to push forward with its ground and aerial aggression against Rafah, a previously designated safe zone for Palestinian civilians. Almost 1.5 million Gazans, nearly two-thirds of its entire population as of September 23, was crammed into this tiny city at the border, with almost all of them resorting to a life in tents with little to no food or water or resources. While the aid provided by the international community continues to be blocked by Zionist fanatics at the border every day, surviving Gazans have resorted to making bread out of pigeon and horse feed and feeding their kids dates instead of milk and formula. Even the United States administration had advised against this military advancement, acknowledging that these people have nowhere to go and that attacking them there would be catastrophic. Please keep in mind that this is a designated safe zone. Israel first pushed them south from northern Gaza into Gaza City, then Deir el-Balah, and lastly into Khan Yunis before finally cramming them all into Rafah. Despite the pleas of its #1 financier and ally, Israel pushed on and began bombing them during the first quarter of last night's game, around 4 a.m. Rafah time. Hundreds have already been killed and thousands more await their fate. My message to you is that if the United States government can change their tone 4 months into an ethnic cleansing, you can too. You can take a stand and say enough is enough. You'll no longer sit idly by and continue to be puppets to the Federation while innocent people are being corralled into the corner to wait their impending death, sponsored by our tax dollars. I know a few of you up here are already bought and paid for, and the contributions they've made to your campaigns have gained them a mouthpiece for life. But my closing message is for the few of you that we still have hope for, that are capable of finding their humanity and acting with courage and respectability. You are not alone. Your peers tell us in private how they wish they could get something done all the time. And as Martin Luther King Jr. once said, the time is always right to do what is right. You can take this opportunity to show your constituents and people across the country that you care about the sanctity of life and international law. Let the will of the people be heard and do the right thing. This is not about hostages or justice or the safety of Jews anymore. This is about a regime that is out of control and hell-bent on erasing an entire people. Listen to your conscience, listen to your people, sign the damn resolution. Thank you.
Next, we have Noel Nasir. Noel Nasir is from Ward 15. She's here to talk about the ceasefire resolution, and she represents the Palestinian youth movement, and she is not being paid by anyone. Noel, you have the floor.
My name is Noel Nasser. I am a member of the Palestinian Youth Movement and a Cleveland resident. I'd like to use my time today to read a portion of the latest draft ceasefire resolution that we had shared with this council. Since the statement from Council came out decidedly saying you will not be passing a ceasefire resolution, we have heard a multitude of excuses, including that you are unable to come up with language that is fair and unbiased, that a resolution would be too one-sided, too nuanced, or too complicated to describe an ancient conflict, and would be quickly worded despite multiple conversations and drafts to include diverse perspectives. But in all this mess of deflecting responsibility, we should be clear for the record the statements that Council finds too controversial to take. These were the statements we included in the ceasefire resolution. Section 1, that the City of Cleveland Council hereby expresses sympathy for the civilian victims and all those affected by the horrific violence and war. Section 2, that the City of Cleveland hereby decries all horrific acts of violence committed against civilians of any kind. Section 3, that the City of Cleveland hereby affirms Cleveland's status as a welcoming community for those of the Jewish and Islamic faiths and any other religion. Section 4, that the City of Cleveland urgently calls for a ceasefire with the release of all civilians being illegally held or imprisoned on both sides of the conflict, along with the establishment of humanitarian aid corridors in order to preserve human life. Section 5, that the City of Cleveland calls for all Palestinians and Israelis to abide by international law, actively engage in diplomatic efforts to remove those from power who perpetrated the October 7th massacre, support fundamental principles of human rights, and bring about a peaceful and just resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The Council of the City of Cleveland envisions a political resolution that brings an end to the occupation and illegal settlement activity by Israel and recognizes the legitimate desire and need for Israeli and Palestinian self-determination, as well as the legitimate desire and need for Israelis and Palestinians to live in safety and security. And Section 6, that this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of public peace, health, safety, and welfare, for the reason that it is immediately necessary for this council to express its support for the victims of violence in Israel and in Palestine. These are the statements that are so controversial to make, especially when other cities such as Akron and Chicago have passed ceasefire resolutions. We have been more than willing to work with council to come to the consensus language desired, and yet Cleveland City Council at large has decided that you are unwilling to take a firm, collective stance against violence and advocate for humanity. Our community knows that this work goes well beyond a ceasefire resolution. With or without you, we will continue to advocate for Palestinian liberation. May all systems of oppression fall, and inshallah, may we live to see a free Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, please share communications.
File number 187, 2024, from Denise Van Leer, Fairfax Renaissance Development Corporation. Notice of intent to apply to Ohio Housing Finance Agency for multifamily funding programs for the development known as Innovation Square Phase 2. File number 210, 2024, oath of office for Kevin W. Kincaid, Commander of the Bureau of Special Services, Division of Police, Department of Public Safety. File number 211, 2024, oath of office for Ralph A. Valentino, Commander of the 4th District, Division of Police, Department of Public Safety. File number 212, 2024, oath of office for Eugenia Cash Kirkland, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 213, 2024, oath of office for Tanisha Fair, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 214, 2024, oath of office for Catherine M. Hall, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 215, 2024, oath of office for Stephanie House Jones, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 216, 2024, oath of office for Shamika Jones Taylor, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 217, 2024, oath of office for Anastasia Sakurin, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 218, 2024, oath of office for Damiana Willis, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. File number 219, 2024, oath of office for Lita Marie Wills, Member of Cleveland Commission on Black Women and Girls. From the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, file number 207, 2024, regarding a new license application at 850 Euclid Avenue, Ward 3. File number 208-2024, regarding a transfer of ownership application at 7403 Dennison Avenue, Ward 14. File number 209-2024, regarding a transfer of license application at 1111 Fairfield Avenue, Ward 3.
Thank you. Are there any condolence resolutions?
Resolutions of condolence by Councilmember Gray for Cordell Solomon, by Councilmember Gray for Wanda Elaine Peoples, by Councilmember Jones for Jesse Reese Jr.
Thank you. I see Councilwoman House Jones has another condolence resolution.
To the chair, this actually was not regarding condolences. This is regarding the communications, and I wanted to ask a question to the law director. Because is that okay? I just wanted to ask a question. I just wanted to get clarification. We have heard this, I guess, new issue today regarding, so with the oath of officer, it's 210 and 211-2024. Can you give us clarification on if the Community Police Commission was supposed to be a part of the hiring process? Because I guess there's some, for me, it's some misconception. Are they supposed to be a part of it or not?
So our rules dictate that director is allowed to come and respond at the microphone if Director Griffin.
I think it would be clear for the public. Thank you.
Please, if you get clarification, Director. And it's right here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman House Jones, and thank you also to committee members who brought this. This just came to our attention today, so we're looking at it in terms of both what is the impact of it and also what is the remedy, and we hope to have a legal answer for you very shortly. But we don't have an answer for you at this moment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Madam Clerk, are there any more condolence resolutions? Any more condolence resolutions? Seeing no other condolence resolutions, will all council members rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Are there any congratulatory resolutions?
Resolutions of congratulations by Councilmember Gray for Annie Banks, by Councilmember Gray for Beatrice Seeley, by Councilmember Slife for Angela Sanchez, by Councilmember Griffin for Rhonda Curtis. Resolutions of recognition
I am going
by
to
Councilmember Gray
once again reiterate what the rules are.
For Marion Anita Gardner.
This meeting is called to order. This meeting's business has been disrupted. I call this meeting to order. Please refrain from disrupting this lawful meeting. Speaking out of turn and making loud utterances in violation of the rules of this council and interferes with due conduct of this meeting. This is a warning that such activity is in violation of the codified ordinances and must immediately stop. Madam Clerk, please proceed with congratulatory resolutions.
That was it.
Are there any presentations? There are no presentations. Please proceed with first reading emergency ordinances referred for administrative review and committee review.
Ordinance 188, 2024, by Council Members McCormack and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Port Control to enter into one or more requirement contracts without competitive bidding with MB companies for various proprietary services of labor, equipment, parts, supplies, and materials needed for maintenance, repair, enhancement, replacement, installation, testing, audits, and training for vehicles and equipment provided by MB companies for the Department of Port Control for a period of 1 year, not to exceed 1 year, with 4 one-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Port Control. Ordinance 189, 2024, by Council Members Harrison and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Community Development to forgive up to $10,000 in loan balances in afford-a-home loans for eligible participants when applicable to release the mortgages and cancel the promissory notes. Ordinance 190, 2024, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Public Works to enter into one or more contracts without competitive bidding with Custom Truck One Source for the purchase of 2 grapple trucks for the Division of Waste Collection and Disposal, Department of Public Works. Ordinance 191, 2024, by Councilmember Griffin, authorizing the Clerk of Council to enter into a subscription agreement with LexisNexis to obtain online access to computer-assisted legal and other research databases, materials, and...
I'm going to warn anybody else that is in here to please keep it down. We're going to let law enforcement deal with the protesters outside. Please proceed.
Materials and services required for the work of Cleveland City Council. Ordinance 192, 2024, by Council Members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to enter into one or more requirement contracts for the purpose of various sized PVC and FRE duct line materials for the Division of Cleveland Public Power, Department of Public Utilities for a period of 2 years. Ordinance 195, 2024, by Council Members Conwell and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Health to enter into an agreement or a memorandum of understanding to provide essential services for the individuals and families with addiction issues and to services to prevent youth from engaging in drug experimentation and to accept payments for services provided. Ordinance 196, 2024, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance to enter into various written standard purchase and requirement contracts to provide building construction materials, equipment, supplies, and services, including labor, for the various divisions of city government for a period of 1 year with 2 one-year options to renew for an additional year, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 197, 2024, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance to enter into various written standard purchase and requirement contracts needed for unarmed, uniformed security guard services and for equipment, supplies, and services needed for citywide electronic protection of physical facilities, including installation, training, labor, and materials, if necessary, for the various divisions of city government for a period of 1 year with 2 one-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Finance.
Is that all of them?
Council, we suggested closing 2 out of the 3 doors.
Go ahead, what we got?
Ordinances. Next one.
First reading emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 193, 2024, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, to amend Section 8 of Ordinance 194, 2021, as amended, relating to salaries for various classifications. Ordinance 198, 2024, by Councilmember Moore, amending Section 1 of Ordinance 553, 2023.
I'm going to ask if the officers can close 2 or 3 doors. Can you please close 2 or 3 doors? Please close 2 or 3 doors.
As amended by Ordinance 121, 2024, authorizing the Director of Community Development to enter into an agreement with Slavic Village Development to conduct a home repair grant program. Ordinance 220, 2024, by Council Members Gray and Starr, to amend Section 2 of Ordinance 1262, 2023, relating to the agreement with Burton Bell Car Development Corporation for the 2023 Food Car Distribution Program.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Jones, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Polensek.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
First reading emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Resolution 194, 2024, by Councilmember Starr, objecting to the transfer of a stock of a D5J and D6 liquor permit to 921 Huron Road, first floor, basement, mezzanine, and patio.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Jones, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Polensek.
Call the roll, or read the motion to suspend the rules.
I read it. Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
I wouldn't mind. Call the roll. Call the roll on adoption.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Second reading emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 1270, 2022, as amended by Councilmembers McCormack, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Economic Development to enter into a tax increment financing agreement with CCA CBD Cleveland or its designee to assist with the financing of City Club Apartments project to be located at 776 Euclid Avenue to provide payments to the Cleveland Metropolitan School District and to declare certain improvements to real property to be a public purpose. Ordinance 1368, 2023, by Council Members Starr, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Economic Development to enter into an enterprise zone agreement with International Food Solutions or its designee to provide for tax abatement for certain real property improvements to the existing Goodwill building located at 2295 East 55th Street as an incentive to locate its food manufacturing and processing facility in Cleveland Area Enterprise Zone, and authorizing the Directors of Economic Development and Finance to enter into a job creation income tax credit incentive program agreement to facilitate the purpose and provisions of this ordinance. Ordinance 1384, 2023, as amended by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Directors of Public Works and Finance to contract with one or more temporary employment agencies to provide professional services to supply temporary and seasonal personnel for the Department of Public Works and the Project Clean program for the various departments of the city for a period of up to 1 year. Ordinance 1385, 2023, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Works to employ one or more professional consultants to assess, recommend, and/or procure property insurance for the City of Cleveland, for the insurance for the City of Cleveland-owned stadium located at 100 Alfred Lerner Way and other related services for a period of 2 years. Ordinance 1388, 2023, by Council Members McCormack, Bishop, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request to vacate a portion of the Detroit Superior Viaduct. Ordinance 28, 2024, by Council Members Polensek, Hairston, and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Community Development to accept the donation of real property located at 15610 Waterloo Road from Northeast Shores Development Corporation or its designee to be used for public parking. Ordinance 30, 2024, by Council Members Spencer, Bishop, and Griffin by departmental request to change the name of the Lake Park to Lake Pool Park. Ordinance 74, 2024, as amended by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Works to enter into a license agreement with Key Bank National Association to use and occupy city-owned property located within Cleveland City Hall for the installation and maintenance of a Key Bank automated teller machine terminal located in room 122, Vital Statistics, for the use and convenience of the general public for a period of 2 years with one additional 1-year option to renew, exercisable by the Director of Public Works. Ordinance 82, 2024, by Council Members Santana and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance on behalf of the Office of Prevention, Intervention, and Opportunity to employ one or more professional consultants to design and implement a summer 2024 youth and young adult employment program not to exceed a total term of 18 months with one or more options to renew for an additional total term not to exceed 18 months, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 103, 2024, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Directors of Public Works and Finance to enter into one or more concession agreements for the operation of soft drink, candy, snack, and other vending machines throughout the various parks and various city-owned and city-leased buildings for a period not to exceed 2 years with a 1-year option to renew, exercisable by the Directors, and to extend the existing concession agreements for a period up to 6 months or until such earlier time as new concession agreements are entered into under this ordinance.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Jones, that the rules be suspended and the legislation...
Oh, hold up 1 second. Councilwoman House Jones.
Yes, thank you. Please mark me as a no for Ordinance 74, please.
Please,
which,
mark.
I'm sorry, which
74, 2024.
So noted.
We on the same.
Councilman Starr.
So noted. Star as well.
Thank you.
84, 2023.
So noted.
Thank you.
So noted. Call the roll.
Well, let me suspend the...
Oh, Councilwoman Gray as well.
For...
74, 2024.
By Councilmember Jones, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage. Seconded by Councilmember Polensek.
Thank you. Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas. That was just on the first one.
You got to read the other
Now
one?
it's on passage.
Okay. Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr.
Second reading of
Oh, wait a
ordinance.
minute. Let me read them off.
Okay.
On ordinances 1384, 2023, 16 yeas. On ordinance 74, 2024, 15 yeas, 2 nays. On 1368, 2023, 16 yeas, 1 nay. On ordinance 82, 2024, 16 yeas, 1 nay. On all others, 17 yeas, no nays.
Thank you. Second reading ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 34, 2024 by Councilmember Spencer, establishing a 0-foot mapped building setback on the western side of West 65th Street and establishing a 3-foot mapped building setback on the south side of the Father Caruso Drive, north of Breakwater Avenue.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Jones, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage. Seconded by Councilmember Polensek.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Thank you. And this moves into our introductions. Do we have any introductions? I do want to acknowledge Ward 6 resident Julian Kahn, if he could please stand. Julian Kahn. And then I do see M. Carmen Lane, another Ward 6 resident, if she could please stand. M. Carmen Lane. Thank you. Are there any other introductions? Any other introductions? Are there any, Councilman Starr?
I want to introduce Ward 5's own Mohammed Red, die here. He's a great, great, great individual, great brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Are there any announcements? Any announcements? Councilwoman House Jones.
Thank you very much. So just wanted to invite people out. If you missed our first What's in Your Wallet budget feedback session, wanted to invite you to the other two that Cleveland City Council will be hosting. The next one will be on Tuesday, February 13th at 6 p.m. at Estabrook Recreation Center. And then the final one will be on Wednesday, February 14th, the day of love, Valentine's Day, at Gunny Recreation Center at 12 p.m. It's an opportunity for community members for us to teach you about the budget process, as well as take some feedback before we get into budget sessions. If you cannot make the sessions, we welcome you to call us to leave a message, and we will take your input into consideration as we get into budget deliberations. Feel free to call us at 216-714-3006. Again, the call number for our budget feedback line is 216-714-3006. Or you can email webmaster@clevelandcitycouncil.org. That's webmaster@clevelandcitycouncil.org. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any more announcements? Seeing no other announcements, are there any miscellaneous? Any miscellaneous? Councilman Starr?
Thank you, Council President. It seems so odd that I don't remember the last time I rose my mic and spoke, which is not normal for me. But one thing I want to say is, first, happy birthday, Council President. Happy birthday. And the reason why I rise tonight is I definitely want to talk about ordinance number 1368, but most important, I want to talk about just leadership. I know sometimes when you are an elected official, you always get the negative. You always deal with all of the problems of the world when you're on this city council. But one thing I can tell you is that continue to lead and understand this body elected you to be our council president, and we're going to be here to protect you, council president. Other thing I will stand on is it's important to understand that we're a team. And when we're a team, when you play together and stick together, you can make anything happen when you're a team. We can't be individuals. We can't be by ourselves. We're not going to do the great job that we do as a council being individuals. So always remember that. Stick together as a team, and we can be able to get through anything. Now, what's very important on my heart is ordinance number 1368. I am very, very proud that we passed this evening. I've worked tirelessly every day for the last 2 years to be able to make this project be something that is great and something that I would just piggity back off Director Tyson Mitchell of OEO. He said the community benefits package that we align with ordinance 1368 is the gold standard. And what I mean by that is let's make sure we get what we can for our community as we work on community benefits. Other than that, I thank you all for the work that we do. And always remember, we can do anything as long as we stick together. Continue to work, colleagues. Don't let the drama get in our way. We got issues that we need to take care of, and we got a city to make sure our constituents are getting everything they need. Keep working, y'all. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much, Councilman Starr. And congratulations, that was a huge piece, and I know you spent a lot of time working on all of that, so congratulations. Do we have any more miscellaneous? Any more miscellaneous? Seeing no other miscellaneous, Madam Clerk, please excuse the absences. There are no absences, therefore, this council is adjourned to the call of the chair. There is no meeting next Monday for President's Day. The next meeting of council will be on Monday, February 26, 2024. Thank you.